Today on The Occult Detective, we're going to talk about how to sell a haunted house. So, what did I think of Grady Hendrix's How to Sell a Haunted House? Well, it was entertaining. I'll give it that. This is the first book I read by Hendrix. I was not expecting it to be campy, and that's certainly what this is. There's virtually nothing serious about this book. All right, an enjoyable read. Don't get me wrong, but the camp is dialed up to 11 throughout. It's basically the story of Louise, who lives on the other side of the country from her estranged family, and when she gets word that her parents died, she travels home to see about the funeral arrangements and the selling of the family home, and that's when things get really crazy. She has a very troubled relationship with her brother, and there are several revelations that unfold throughout. Again, it's very ridiculous, but it kept me glued to the page. I would recommend it. It may not be everyone's cup of tea. In fact, I would generally say this is not a book for me. If I would have known going in that this book was kind of humorous in its approach, I probably would have skipped it. But I'd heard so many good things about it, and I do love a good haunted house story, and that's what I was hoping for. Instead, what you get is sort of a cross between like Child's Play and Poltergeist. Definitely, all the influences are on full display. Hendrix is obviously a fan of that genre. He likes comedy and his horror. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's generally not my cup of tea. It was fun, so we'll leave it at that. Next up, I plan on reading The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. I should say revisiting. I've read The Witching Hour perhaps 4, maybe 5 times, and we've been watching the recent television series, my wife and I, and it's dramatically different from the book. And as much as I'm enjoying the series, despite the changes, it does make me hunger to reread Anne Rice's original. So I'm planning on doing that. Plus I have a few books that I'm waiting on coming in the post. We've got Marco Visconti's Aleister Crowley manual that's on the way, a collection of horror fiction by William Meikle, which is his Carnacki work, which will be a lot of fun. I've read some of those stories before, so looking forward to some more of that. Plus an occult detective novel from James Mordecai. So like I said, a lot of things to look forward to, but first, Anne Rice's Witching Hour. So that's all I have for you today. Happy reading.